The June 12th meeting of the School Board of Charlotte County is hereby called to order. Here in Charlotte County, we will achieve our vision of student success through our mission. We will provide an innovative educational environment that allows and inspires success for everyone. To lead us in the pledge to the flag today, how about our nominees or candidates that you have up for appointment on
assistant principal?
Yes,
candidates.
Sir. Would you all come forward and maybe lead us in the pledge, please?
Collectively rise and move forward.
And if the rest of you could join us, we'd appreciate it. We're going to see who has the most initiative here.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you. That's what happens when you're on the agenda for a personnel item. Mr. Superintendent, additions and corrections.
We have two additions this evening. The first is item H2G, Personnel Addendum Number 1, Transfers and Change in Designation. And the second item is H2G, Personnel Addendum Number 2, Termination of Probation.
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the two personnel addendums under item H2G. Is there any board discussion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And that motion carries unanimously. Next item on the agenda is one we are thrilled to have. Mr. Superintendent, we have a report on the Yaya Girls recognition.
Yes, I'm thrilled this evening to be able to have the Yaya Girls here for recognition by our school board for the wonderful work they do on behalf of our kids. So I'm going to ask Joanne Winkler, if you would come forward, please. And we're going to move down in front, and you can do your introductions. We'll be down there in just 1 minute.
How are you? Good. Hi there. Hello. Alrighty, good evening, Dr. Whitaker and members of the board. It is my pleasure to introduce the Yaya Girls, a group of ladies who've been supplying our neediest students with food for the weekends through their program called the Backpack Kids Program. The planning for this program began in March of 2010, with Sally Jones and East Elementary Schools being the first to participate. In a short period of time, the Yayas have been able, through their tireless efforts, to expand that program to include Myakka River, Peace River, my home School of Liberty, and in August they will add Neil Armstrong. Their goal is to add the other elementary schools as quickly as they can. But to expand that program to all of our schools, obviously they will need additional community partners to step forward with their financial support. Each week, a group of dedicated volunteers fill the backpacks with individual servings of food that requires no adult preparation. On Friday, the filled backpacks are delivered to each school for students to take them home. On Monday, backpacks are returned to school and the volunteers pick them up, and the process of filling, delivering, and picking up the empties begins again. When we return to school in August, the Yayas and their loyal band of volunteers will be filling approximately 1,000 backpacks per week. At a cost of approximately $160 per student per year, they provide this program. With over 1,000 students participating next year, that means over $160,000 will be needed to keep the program solvent. And all of this at no cost to Charlotte County Public Schools. Our community has been especially generous in their financial efforts to support the Yayas. I was talking to Mike Riley, he's one. He and his band, I was talking to him out in the lobby. They've done a lot to support the Yayas. But many others have also been generous in their effort to feed our needy students. Jolene Mowry, as director of the Backpack Kids program, devotes countless hours personally to fundraising so that no child will go hungry for the weekend. The Charlotte County Public Schools annual Empty Bowls event also donates a portion of our profits to the Backpack Project. We all know that it takes a village to raise a child, and I'm certain you will agree with me that we are indeed fortunate in having the Yayas living in our village. So it is my privilege to introduce them to you tonight. Muriel DeStefano, Karen Stewart, Ursula Beauregard, Linda Freisner, Mary Lou Fair, Joan Davis, Claire Kuhn, Josephine Nicolosi, Dina Palumbo, Rita Meisner, and Jolene Mowry, director of the Backpack Kids. And I'm going to ask Jolene if she'd step forward and just say a few words to you before everyone comes up.
First, I have to tell you, I feel funny, not with my back to everyone. This is a labor of love. When we started this in 2010, we had no idea how it would develop and what would happen. We are so fortunate to live in this community. The community has come forward. Mike Riley, the boogeyman, if it were not for them, we wouldn't have gotten a good start. And everyone, the churches, they bring their buses in, and we deliver backpacks in church buses. We deliver backpacks in trucks from the Elks. We just have numerous helpers, and without them, we couldn't accomplish what we do. But we want you to know that we want to continue this until we have all of the 10 schools. And if we can raise the money, we will do this by January of next year. That's my goal. Girls? Yeah, okay. We work very hard, but we love every minute of it because we love these children. These children need a future. They're our future. And this is our backpack if you would like to look at it. We do work with Terry to make sure that we have the right foods. You have to remember these are children, and they have to have food that they like, not vegetables, unfortunately. But we'll work on that. We'll continue to work. Thank you for your help, and for all of the schools where we work. Everyone helps us so much. So I think that's all I have to say. Thank you.
What a pleasure it was to have them here today. It's just an honor, and thank you so much for bringing them here to have the appropriate recognition, so thank you. Mr. Superintendent, you also had something you wanted to say under reports.
I did, and I thank you for allowing me this time. I appreciate our new assistant principal appointees being here this evening, and you didn't know I was going to do this. But I'm going to introduce each of you to the board. because while we're not a large school system by Florida standards, we are a large school system by national standards.
That's true.
We think of ourselves as being small because Florida tells us that we're small. But out of the 14,000 school systems in the United States, we rank about 450th in size. So we don't know everybody in the system, even though at one time that was a distinct possibility. We've outgrown that. So I want the school board members to know who each of you are and a little bit about your background. So we've Googled each. No, we
YouTube.
Facebook. No, we haven't done that either. So I'm going to introduce each of you, and I'd like for you to stand during the brief period that I read your bio background. So we'll begin with Sally Lutz. Sally is currently at Lemon Bay High School, as you know, but has been appointed to Myakka River Elementary School as the assistant principal. She graduated from University of Wisconsin in 1984, where she played collegiate volleyball and softball while earning a bachelor's degree in science of communicative disorders degree. She began her Charlotte County Public School career in August 1987 as a speech pathologist at Vineland Elementary School. She then served Vineland, Ainger, and Lemon Bay High Schools for 13 years. She transferred to Neil Armstrong Elementary School to work with autistic children, and from there continued her work in the classroom as she earned her master's in education degree, with an emphasis in reading K through 12. Sally was then hired at Lemon Bay High School, where she has taught for the past 7 years. Sally was named Charlotte County's Teacher of the Year in 2007, has also earned her national board certification in the area of teaching. She has always had a desire to serve in the area of administration, we call school leadership, but waited until her 3 children were grown before pursuing this path. In 2010, she earned her education specialist degree in administration and leadership and is thrilled to begin this chapter of her life at Myakka River Elementary School. Sally Lutz. Sally, thanks for being here. Carol Johnson. Carol Johnson is at Kingsway Elementary School, and with new principal Ron Rogala. Sorry, Ron. Who is Ron Rogala? So they're going to get a chance to grow together in their new experiences. Carol received her undergraduate degrees from the Fashion Institute of Technology and the State University of College at Oneonta, New York. After moving to Punta Gorda in 1991, Carol attended the University of South Florida to receive her teaching certificate. She began substituting in our school district in 1996 and began her full-time teaching career in 1997. She has enjoyed working at the Baker Center, LA Ainger, Meadow Park, and Myakka River. In 2010, she received her master's degree in educational leadership from Florida Gulf Coast University. Carol has 3 children who are all proud graduates of Charlotte High School. Carol is very excited to help lead Kingsway, where children are wild about learning. So welcome, Carol. Sheila Brown. Sheila is at East Elementary and will stay at East Elementary. That's right. I'm sorry. You were at Peace Elementary, and now it moves to East Elementary. Sheila earned her bachelor's degree in elementary education from Black Hills State University in Spearfish, South Dakota, and received her master's degree in ed leadership from Ashland University in Ashland, Ohio. She began her teaching degree in Vermilion, Ohio as a reading facilitator, followed by 4 years as a second grade teacher. She then moved to Charlotte, North Carolina, where she taught kindergarten, 5th grade, and 8th grade language arts. She began her Charlotte County career in 2009 as the reading coach for Peace River and Deep Creek Elementary Schools. She has spent the last 2 years as a classroom teacher at Peace River. Sheila now lives in Northport with her husband Rob and their children Megan, Sarah, and Ryan. Her husband is retiring from the Air Force in July, and they are excited to make Florida their home. So welcome, Sheila. Grace Shepard is our new assistant principal at Neil Armstrong Elementary School. Where she's getting special running shoes so she can keep up with Angie. Grace graduated from Port Charlotte High School. She earned her associate's degree in business management from Edison State College. After 10 years in retail management, she decided to return to school to earn her bachelor's degree in elementary education at Florida Gulf Coast University. Grace began her education career in 2005 at Glen Allen Elementary School in Sarasota. In 2006, she was able to return to Charlotte County as a kindergarten teacher at Liberty Elementary School. She enjoyed her time at Liberty, where she was the chairperson of the wellness team, a member of the Response to Intervention for Behavior team, and member of the Lighthouse Committee, principal's designee, and secretary of the Partnership Performance Committee, a member of Liberty's Relay for Life team, and chairperson for Liberty's Safe Routes to School team. She has also served as program planner, lent a helping hand to the school social committee and the PTO. She enjoys teaching Zumba classes to sharpen her saw. Grace has worked on her master's degree in education leadership at the University of South Florida. Her most important job is working together with her husband, Chad, to take care of their family. She has a son, Chase, who will begin high school in the fall, and a daughter, Madison, who will enter 5th grade. Grace is very excited to begin her next endeavor as new assistant principal of Neil Armstrong Elementary School. Welcome, Grace. And Heidi Keegan. Heidi Keegan was born and raised in Port Charlotte and is a Charlotte High School graduate. It's nice to see some of our graduates coming back. She attended the University of West Florida in Pensacola and returned to our district to complete her student teaching assignment at Sally Jones Elementary. She began her teaching career as a kindergarten teacher at Liberty Elementary in 2003, then taught 3 years of first grade intensive literacy. Heidi acquired her national board certification in reading, literacy, and language arts for early and middle childhood. Her reading certification in reading, literacy, and language arts for early and middle childhood specialists, and became Title I remedial reading teacher for grades K through 5. Heidi then obtained a reading coach position at Kingsway Elementary School before serving at Neil Armstrong Elementary as a reading coach and Title I teacher. Heidi recently graduated from University of South Florida with her Master's of Education in Educational Leadership. She is the loving wife of Patrick Keegan and the mom of 2 sons, Colin, age 6, and Brody, age 3. As a charter member for over 21 years, she enjoys directing the choir and teaching at Berean Baptist Church, where she also serves as an instrumentalist in all 3 services during the week. Heidi is both humbled and honored to be chosen as the assistant principal at Sally Jones Elementary School. Welcome, Heidi. And is Mark here this evening? Mark Graves, who you know, is transferring from Neil Armstrong Elementary School to Meadow Park Elementary School as the assistant principal. So thank you all for being here tonight.
The next item on the agenda is the public hearing. So we are going to recess the regular board meeting and call the public hearing to order for purposes of discussing the 2012-2013 Code of Student Conduct. Mr. Superintendent.
We are bringing to you this evening the 2012-2013 Code of Student Conduct, first for public hearing and then my recommendation for approval. As you know, this has been workshopped with you several weeks ago. We had a good discussion around the changes in it, and so I guess I don't have anything official to say other than, proceed with the discussion on the public hearing, and then I'll come back with a recommendation.
Okay. Any questions that anybody needs answered on the Code of Student Conduct that they didn't get answered in the workshop? Are there any citizens who are here tonight to speak on the Code of Student Conduct? Okay. Then if there's no objection, we will close the public hearing and resume the regular board meeting. Do we have a recommended action on the Code of Student Conduct?
Yes, we do. I am recommending school board approval of the 2012-2013 Code of Student Conduct with the changes in that document as presented to you in workshop.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the 2012-2013 Code of Student Conduct. Any board discussion? All right, seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries unanimously. The consent agenda. Mr. Superintendent.
I'm pleased to bring to you this evening the consent agenda. It's a rather lengthy one, a lot of contracts in it, but it is that time of year for contract renewals. We've reviewed these both in workshop and in our one-on-one meetings. So I am asking for the school board approval of tonight's action agenda as presented to you.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the consent agenda as presented. Any board discussion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And that motion carries unanimously. Action agenda, the submission of the special programs and procedures, which we actually did discuss at the workshop today. Mr. Superintendent.
This evening I am requesting board approval of the submission of the special programs and procedures for exceptional student education, known also as the SP&P, for the 2011-2012 school year.
So moved.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we approve the SP&P for actually 2009 to 2012, which we discussed.
Well, yeah, actually, it's for the 2012-2013
Oh, it should go
school
on to
year.
that. Okay.
There's a typo in there.
Let's get that corrected then. Any board discussion? Is Ms. Apple here? Oh, there she is. Yes, thank you for your hard work on it. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Lunch price increase, which again we discussed at a recent workshop.
We did, and I am asking your approval for this increase. As you know, we are required by the federal government to make these increases to bring our reimbursement rate up in line with the charge for regular lunch. And so the federal government has given us 3 years to make this adjustment and make these gradual increases over a 3-year period of time. But this is not a voluntary increase. We are required to make these increases. We're also differentiating our prices for the first time between elementary, middle, and high school, which only makes sense because of the volume of food that children eat. So I am requesting your approval of the lunch price increases for the 2012-2013 school year.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the lunch price increases as discussed and presented. Mr. Swift.
Madam Chairman, just for the record, would you or someone read the price increases into the record for the public's information?
Yes, I will. Give me 1 second here to pull them up. Okay. For elementary school, the increase is 10 cents, so the lunch price for 2012-2013 is $2.10. Middle school, there is no increase, and that is set at $2.30. High school, there's a 20-cent increase, $2.50, and for adults, 25-cent increase for a total of $3. Any further discussion? Seeing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries unanimously. The Facilities Maintenance Permitting and Building Code Administrative Services Contract with Bureau Veritas.
This evening, I'm requesting approval of the contract with Bureau Veritas North America Incorporated for facilities maintenance, permitting, and building code administration services.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the administrative services contract. Is there any discussion? I just wanted to thank Mr. Olivo for sending this out to bid and seeing if there aren't some better ways that we could have done it. Appreciate you keeping up on that.
And is Wayne Smith here this evening?
Oh, okay.
Yes, he's in the back. Thank you for being here this evening from Bureau Veritas.
Great. Good to have you here. Further board discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries unanimously. 2011-2012 final salary schedule. Mr. Swift, I'm not going to read this into the record.
Why not?
Just letting you know in advance. Mr. Superintendent.
I'm asking approval for the final salary schedule for 2011-2012, just to wrap up this year, sort of put a bow on it and bring it to an end.
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the final salary schedule. Is there any board discussion? It's a several-page document, if you're wondering.
Yes.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And that motion carries unanimously. How about the interim salary schedule, Mr. Superintendent?
Well, I am also bringing to you the 2012-2013 interim salary schedule. We do anticipate changes along the way on the salary schedule, but in order to begin on July 1st, we need to have an interim schedule approved, so I am requesting board approval of this interim salary schedule.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we approve the interim salary schedule. Any board discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Construction manager at risk, contract approval for district-wide small projects under $2 million. Mr. Superintendent.
I am requesting your approval this evening of three contracts, or contracts with three construction firms for the district-wide small projects that are under $2 million. Contracts have been awarded to the three top-ranked firms, which are OAK, Ajax, and Manhattan. I believe Frank Bell is here this evening from OAK. Good evening, Frank. From Ajax, Dan Dreyer is here. Good evening, Dan. And is Peter Tufo here from Manhattan? I don't see him here.
He's in Manhattan.
But we have two of the three represented, and I'm recommending board approval
So
of
moved.
these contracts.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the contracts for the district-wide small projects. And is there any board discussion? All right. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That motion carries unanimously. The next item is personnel action as amended.
This evening, I am pleased to bring you this list of personnel actions, and in addition to that, the two amendments that I mentioned earlier.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the personnel action as amended. Is there any board discussion? Mr. Swift.
I am going to be voting in favor of this, but I have shared some, shared some concerns about some process issues with the superintendent. But at this time, I will be voting in favor of the agenda item.
Further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Citizen comment. Do we have any citizens who wish to speak before the board today? Okay. Attorney comment. Ms. Young.
Hi, Madam Chair.
Okay. Board member comment. Ms. Miller.
No comment.
See how far this goes. Mr. Vincent.
I'm going to keep my streak alive. I have nothing tonight.
Okay.
Mrs. Rendell.
Mr. Swift, thank you for speaking out against FPL's proposed rate increase last week in Sarasota at the Florida Public Service Commission. It could mean, I mean, they've not voted on it yet, but it could mean a possible $276,000 increase for us at Charlotte County Public Schools and for all school districts, of course, across the state, and about $1.41 they're saying for residential customers. And I guess there were 50 different people there at the meeting, and they chose our Mr. Swift to take a picture of and put in the newspaper. You never saw, you didn't
No,
see
I
it.
didn't
Give
see
this
it.
to Mr. Swift.
I didn't see it.
My
It's
gosh,
gotta
you
be
got
in
to
the
frame that.
scrapbook, yeah. That one's in the
scrapbook.
scrapbook. Oh, wait, are you signing it?
Sure.
You just saw a mustache.
So, yeah, of all 50 people, they have you at the podium, all, looking all official there.
Okay.
Go figure. And
He's the best representative they had.
so thank you for voicing the collective disapproval of all of the school districts and residents as well. Actually, there was one person who said that we should have a rate increase. There was one. She was all for it. And also, Mr. Swift, thank you for your service as FSBA president for a full year. I guess Thursday is your last day, correct? Thursday you'll be
afternoon.
passing the presidency on to someone else on Friday, or I guess Thursday at the last meeting. And I know you've put a tremendous amount of time into your presidency with umpteen different travels and meetings and symposiums and conference calls and speaking engagements and meeting with senators and legislators all around the state. So you've put so much into this, and I think you've really made a difference. And the writing, your letters from the president every month, and thank you for your service. I don't know many people who would do, and there's no pay that goes with this. There is no pay for all the extra work that you do for this. So thank you so much for your service, what you've done for our school districts across the state.
Thank you.
Mr. Swift.
Actually, I was going to say I will defer my comments until noon on Friday when the meeting's over in Tampa. But I did get a call from FP&L saying that my math was wrong, that it was only going to be about $140,000 increase. But and they were sorry that in this difficult time that they were having to do that. But, they needed to maintain their profitability or some such other. Which didn't weigh too well with me, but thank you for those kind comments, Mrs. Rendell. I appreciate it very much. It's been a very interesting year, and the difficult thing about it is just about the time you figure out how to do the job, it's over. Mm-hmm. And so, but I am glad that somebody else is going to be dealing with it for the next year. It's an interesting time. I stay involved as past president on the board of directors and do some of the same traveling, but not quite all. So it's been exciting, and I'm proud to have been the first from Charlotte County.
Mr. Swift, I too wanted to mention your service, and you've made us all proud. And I think we can all say that you've really brought some attention to the district that has been long overdue. I was particularly happy to see some of our students up in Tampa presenting for the state, and I know Mr. Bress is going to be presenting at our conference next week, and that's just the beginning when people start finding out the great things we have going on here. I actually think you're going to have a more fun year this year coming up as past president, because you won't have all the weight on your shoulder, but you can actually. So we look forward to that too. But we're proud to have you as a member of this board, and proud to support you in your leadership role there. So thank you for your service, Mr. Superintendent.
A couple of things. First of all, to follow up with the board's comments, Mr. Swift, congratulations on a very successful tenure as president. I know what your schedule has been like to some degree, because trying to set up meetings with you between your schedule and mine, we've had challenges from time to time. So I appreciate the personal sacrifice you made this year in giving up your own time to serve not only this board, but to serve the FSBA board as well. So congratulations. One of the things I'd like to share with the board is I got a letter from the American Heart Association this past week congratulating us on becoming a Gold Fit-Friendly company.
Oh.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
What did we do to get that?
Well, I would like to thank Mike Robichaud.
That's good work, everyone.
I'm sure it was Mike's work, but it was the reporting, all the walking we did, and all the stairs we did, and all of those kinds of things, the activities out in the schools. So we are now officially a Gold Fit-Friendly family. We can even put the gold seal on all of our communications documents.
Well, that's kind of cool.
So that is pretty cool. So I will give Ellie and Teresa the website for the downloadable document to add to our stationery for the next year. But I have a hunch Mike Robichaud was behind all of this, along with all the people that walked all the steps and climbed all the stairs and did all of those kinds of things. And lastly, I'd like to congratulate Barbara and Aline on their reelection.
That's right. I forget since it was just, yeah. So yay.
So, congratulations. Now, it does the superintendent's heart good to have continuity on the board.
Better the devil you know than the devil you don't know.
So I'm thrilled to look forward to another 4 years of working with both of you. I really do believe one of the unrecognized issues in American education is the lack of continuity of leadership that we have in our school systems. I can't imagine a corporation that would change their boards over every 2 years and reelect new CEOs every 3 years, national average, and have those companies be successful. And people, clamor about the problems in American education. And I will propose to you that one of our big problems that I don't hear anybody talking about is the churn at the top. And that constant turnover of leadership really hurts districts when you have year after year after year, new people, new directions, new priorities, new agendas. And I think one of the successes, one of the reasons for the success of this county has been the stability in leadership, both at the board and superintendent level down through the years. So looking forward to four more years with each of you. That's it for me.
Okay. Then if there is no further business to come before the board, this meeting is adjourned.